ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ 24/7. ಇದು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸದ ಪ್ರತಿಬಿಂಬ.
ವ್ಯಾಪಾರಿಗಳೇ, ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳೇ, ಗ್ರಾಹಕರೇ, ಆಗಿವೆಯಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆಗಳು ಕ್ರಾನಿಕ್? ಆಗಬೇಡಿ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಪ್ಯಾನಿಕ್. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿನಿಕ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿದೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಿಣಿತರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್. ನಾನು CA S ನಾಯಕ್. ವೀಕ್ಷಕರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕುಡ್ಲ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಟಾನಿಕ್ ಇದರ 337ನೇ ಸಂಚಿಕೆಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ಇಂದಿನ ವಿಷಯ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸಕ್ಸೆಷನ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಿಂಗ್. ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಒಂದು ಸೆಷನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ವಾಸ್ಟ್ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಓನ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಪ್ಲೇ ವೈಟಲ್ ರೋಲ್ in nation's economic growth, job creation and GDP. Nearly 86% of businesses in India are family owned or family controlled. Family business contributes nearly 60 to 70% of GDP of our most developed and developing countries, and in India they contribute nearly 75% of GDP. There are many challenges in management of family business due to differences in the attitude of aspiration of family members. As new generations join, they can't gel with old generation in many times. Some sacrifice the business to keep family together, while others sacrifice the family to keep the business. The most fundamental business concept is business entity concept, which means business and management are different, but practically it's very difficult to follow in case of, especially in case of family business enterprises. It's shocking to know that only 13% of the businesses survive till the third generation and only 4% go beyond third generation due to generational conflict. Only 30% continue in the second generation. As Indian family business forms backbone of our economy, there is a need to extend life span of family business. CII and FBN India chapter, they are organizing the 4th Next Gen conference in family business in the month of November 2025. Few prominent family businesses in India are Ambani family, Reliance Group, Birla family, Aditya Birla Group, Tata Group, Mahindra Group, Adani Group, Manipal Group, Rahejas, Hinanandani, etc. There are many challenges and some future focus is also needed. First of all, lacking in succession planning, corporate or professional governance, that is conflict between family and business interest. Next, adoption for change, that is especially modernization and digital transformation. How to improve this competitiveness of family business? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ದಶಸೂತ್ರಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ದಶಸೂತ್ರಗಳು ಯಾವುವು? ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟೈಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಷನ್, ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ professional governance and clear roles, implement succession planning, diversify skills by hiring non-family talent, that is recruitment from outside, embrace digital transformation and innovation, training of family members, develop a clear vision for the business or plan for the future, balancing between tradition and modernity, set boundaries, that is business and family are different, treat employees like family. These are the Dasha Sutras for improving the competitiveness of family business. With this small note, I would like to introduce today's chief guest and resource person, we are very proud of CA Ullas Kamath. He is the founder of UK and Co. He has the expertise in family business transformation. CA Ullas Kamath is the founder of UK and Co. and it is a UK and Co. is a management consulting company which works on creating value for select family businesses. He founded the company with a vision of driving the growth of MSMEs in the country with the primary focus on family managed businesses. Mr. Kamath is basically a chartered accountant and he has completed master's degree in commerce and LLB and ACS. He did his global masters in management from London School of Economics and he has also completed the advanced management program at Wharton Business School and also at Harvard Business School, USA. He brings with him a wealth of experience. As a former joint managing director at Jyoti Labs Limited, he played the central role in transforming the single brand family owned enterprise into a multi-brand FMCG corporate valued over 15,000 crores today. He has won several awards and accolades. He has been awarded with All India CA Business Achievers Award under SME category instituted by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. He is also recipient of CNBC Awards Best CEO Award in FMCG category. Currently, he is in the board of many corporates including V-Guard Industries and many more other prestigious companies. He was the chairman of FICCI Karnataka State Council for 7 years and he was the startup committee member of FICCI New Delhi for 2 years. Then he has also served as governing council member of Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, that is FITT of FITT and IIT Delhi. Working towards his passion for family managed businesses, he recently established K. Ullas Kamath Center for Family Managed Business at Nitya University, where generations of family business leaders come to learn from industry stalwarts. With this small introduction, I would like to welcome today's chief guest and resource person, CA K. Ullas Kamath, who is the veteran in this family business enterprises mentoring and mentoring in succession planning. Before we start the session, let me announce the special events of this week. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿದಿರುವಂತೆ ಸೆಪ್ಟೆಂಬರ್ 22ರಿಂದ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 1ರವರೆಗೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾದ್ಯಂತ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 1ರಂದು ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆಶ್ವೀಜ ಮಾಸದ ಶುಕ್ಲ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಪಾಡ್ಯದಿಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ದಶಮಿಯವರೆಗೆ ಈ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಹಬ್ಬ ವಿಜೃಂಭಣೆಯಿಂದ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಾದ್ಯಂತ ನಾವು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪೂಜೆ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಕಲ್ಕತ್ತಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ವಿಜೃಂಭಣೆಯಿಂದ ದುರ್ಗಾ ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಈ 10 ದಿನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇವಾಲಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಿಯ ಒಂದು ಅನೇಕ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಪ್ರಥಮ ದಿನ ಶೈಲಪುತ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ಶೃಂಗಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಎರಡನೇ ದಿನ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಚಾರಿಣಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೆಂಪು ವಸ್ತ್ರ ಧಾರಣಿಯಾಗಿ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪೂಜಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಮೂರನೇ ದಿನ ಚಂದ್ರಘಂಟ ಅಂದರೆ ನೀಲಿ ರಾಯಲ್ ಬ್ಲೂ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೀರೆಯನ್ನು ದೇವಿಗೆ ಉಡಿಸಿ ನಾವು ಪೂಜೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಾಲ್ಕನೇ ದಿನ ಕೂಷ್ಮಾಂಡ ದೇವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಹಳದಿ ವಸ್ತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ. ಐದನೇ ದಿನ ಸ್ಕಂದಮಾತ ಅಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೀನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಹಸಿರು ಬಣ್ಣದ ಒಂದು ಸೀರೆಯನ್ನು ದೇವಿಗೆ ಉಡಿಸಿ ನಾವು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. 6ನೇ ದಿನ ಕಾತ್ಯಾಯಿನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಗ್ರೇ ಕಲ್ಲರ್, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಲ್ಲರ್ನ ಸೀರೆಯನ್ನು ದೇವಿಗೆ ಉಡಿಸಿ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 7ನೇ ದಿನ ಕಾಳರಾತ್ರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಆರೆಂಜ್ ಕಲರ್. 8ನೇ ದಿನ ಮಹಾಗೌರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಪಿಕಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೀನ್. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ 9ನೇ ದಿನ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾತ್ರಿ ಪಿಂಕ್ ಕಲರ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇವಿಯನ್ನು ಪೂಜಿಸುವ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿ ಅದರ ಒಂದು ಕೊನೆಯ ದಿನ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಿದಾತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಆ ದಿನ ಆಯುಧ ಪೂಜೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ಯಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು ತಮ್ಮ ಇದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಶಸ್ತ್ರಾಸ್ತ್ರಗಳಿರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಮೆಷಿನರಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡುವ ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ, ಅದು ಆಯುಧ ಪೂಜೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕರೆಯುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 1 ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ವಿಜೃಂಭಣೆಯಿಂದ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯಲ್ಪಡುವ ಹಬ್ಬ ನಾವು ದಸರಾ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೈಸೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ದಸರಾ ಹೇಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಜಗತ್ವಿಖ್ಯಾತವಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಮಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕುದ್ರೋಳಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಗೋಕರ್ಣನಾಥ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಂಗಳೂರು ದಸರಾ ಬಹಳ ವಿಜೃಂಭಣೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿಯ ದಿನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಸಂಪ್ರದಾಯ ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ರಾವಣ ಒಂದು ಸಂಹಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ದಶಶಿರ ರಾವಣ ಒಂದು ದಹನ, ಆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಭಗವಾನ್ ರಾಮ ರಾವಣನ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೆದ್ದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದಿನ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ಈ ದಿನ ಒಂದು ನಾವು ಆಚರಣೆ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿ ದಿನ ಹೊಸ ಉದ್ಯಮ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಹೊಸ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡುವುದಾದರೆ ಕೂಡ ಈ ದಿನ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಒಂದು ಸೂಕ್ತವಾದ ದಿನ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಯಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಸಮಸ್ತ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೆ ಶರನ್ನವರಾತ್ರಿಯ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿಜಯದಶಮಿಯ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 2 ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿದಿರುವಂತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪಿತ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರ ಜನ್ಮದಿನ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ 2ನೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಜೈ ಜವಾನ್ ಜೈ ಕಿಸಾನ್ ಖ್ಯಾತಿಯ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಅವರ ಜನ್ಮದಿನ ಕೂಡ. ಈ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಅನೇಕ ಸತ್ಯಾಗ್ರಹಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ, ಅಹಿಂಸೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ತರುವಲ್ಲಿ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಪ್ರಯುಕ್ತ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 2ರಂದು ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪಿತ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿಯವರನ್ನು ಸ್ಮರಿಸೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೈ ಜವಾನ್ ಜೈ ಕಿಸಾನ್ ಭಾರತದ 2ನೇ ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಇವರು ಕೂಡ ಹಸಿರು ಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ವೇತ ಕ್ರಾಂತಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತೇಜನ ನೀಡಿದರು. ಭಾರತ ಪಾಕಿಸ್ತಾನದ 1965ನ ಯುದ್ಧದ ವೇಳೆ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಶಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಸಿದ ಕೀರ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಲ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಬಹಳ ಸರಳತೆ ದೇಶಪ್ರೇಮ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕತೆಗಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜನಮನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಜರಾಮರರಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಈ ಅಕ್ಟೋಬರ್ 2 ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಈ ಎರಡು ಈ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಇವರೀರ್ವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಮರಿಸುತ್ತಾ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮವನ್ನು ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ.
I request Ullas sir to kindly be on stage because we will be having a wonderful session on family business enterprises, succession planning and tips for startups.
Ladies and gentlemen, please don't go away. The first session is from Ullas Kamath. He is with national and international fame, most sought after resource person across the globe. If you miss, you will miss the golden opportunity. After his session, we will be arranging brunch. Thank you.
Let me briefly introduce the session. As we all know, family business enterprises is the pillar of our economy. It shapes the industries, it creates employment, and it carries forward the trust and the tradition over the years and decades. So here we have CA Ullas Kamath sir, who rightly points out, telling that the real strength of family business lies not only in its present performance, but its ability to prepare for the future. And that is where succession planning plays a very crucial role, not merely in passing on leadership, but ensuring continuity of vision, governance, and responsibility across generations. So, without any ado, sir, I leave the stage to you to address the gathering.
Morning, everyone. It's a great honor for me to be here at Mangalore, the most loud place. And whenever I get an invitation in Mangalore, I try to see that I come here, meet people, and have good food and go. And very difficult to say no to SS Naik because when he calls, you need to say yes only to SS Naik. Nothing else you can do. In case you say you are busy on that day, he said, when are you free next? I'll change the program because of your date. So that means to say that you need to go whenever he says. And I was coming from abroad, so I had some bit jet lag. After hearing his welcome address, the voice which he expressed, the tone which he said, at least on the 2 days, I don't get a sleep also. The way how he has made the opening remarks, wonderful person to work with, amazing knowledge he has and amazing power he has. And I know all of you have come here for one person, that is SS Naik. And when SS Naik says come, all of us, we come. That is the love what we have for you, sir. Whenever you say, we are here. Now, he has given me 40 minutes, and please stop me wherever I need to stop. And by and large, what I'll be covering today is where are we in this world? Where are we in India? Where are we in Karnataka? What are we doing? And you can be rest assured that most of us are doing is wrong, and we need to correct ourselves. And every time I go for a conference like this, everybody will get excited, everybody will understand, everybody believe in that, everybody will see that that's the right thing to do. But Monday morning, they're back to the same thing, and no changes whatsoever. I've been doing this for decades now, but there are 1 or 2% of the people will change their mind, 1 or 2% of the people think differently, and our job is only to share the knowledge. And it's your decision whether do you want to take it seriously, not to take it seriously. And all of us, we talk, and few people will act. And this presentation for the people who wants to act. Rest of the people, Saturday, good food, good weather, and no pressure. And entertainment is also there till the evening, and you can have fun. And when you go back home, you can tell your children, they'll be on their mobile phone, you tell them, they listen, but they don't act on that. This is the sad story of our youngsters. We need to correct that, but difficult to correct that. They need to change. And I have a lot of data points to explain to you why we need to change, and if we don't change, what happens. Now, the presentation, I take quickly the numbers because for me, everything is data, data, data. If data is right, if data is correct, everything is correct. And we don't talk without the backing of the data. And data clearly says that country is doing well, countrymen may not be doing well. Country is growing, but if your bank balance is not growing, then there is some problem there. So these are all the data points which I'll give you. And today's world in which we are living, we have every kind of problems, and we have few solutions. Problems are plenty. We have geopolitical problems. Who is right? Who is wrong? Why they are fighting? Why they want to fight? Why they don't want to stop? There is no reason, and we only see on the TV, and two people will debate, and we conclude, and we go for dinner, and we sleep. No action, right? So this is where we are. So let me take you through very quickly, and wherever you want to ask the question, you can ask me the question. So I have put it as a India 2047. Why 2047? Is this the first time in the history of India Any prime minister has given us a long-term vision of the country by itself. I have never gone through. I've seen 5 years program, 5-year planning, and all this in green revolution, white revolution, everything we have seen, but it is limited to 5 years or limited to one sector, that we need to be in green, we need to be like this, and agriculture should be like this, and milk production should be like this, cotton we should be like this. But as a country, as a whole, it's the first time a prime minister of a country from the Red Fort says that get ready for 2047. That itself is an excellent start for any nation, and we are just 77-year-old in the history of the country. 77 years is like a LKG, UKG. It's not even a graduate, because countries are built on centuries. 1 century, 2 century, 3 century. If you go through the history, then you know how the countries are built. In that context, we are a very, very young country. So 2047, where we will be, and from there, I'll take it forward. Now, it's like going to the college. This is the way how the professors will show the presentation. It takes, what is that in 2047 looks like, and whether it is possible, because most of the people don't even know whether what will happen the next year. And when we say 2047, they'll have lots of doubts whether it will happen, but there are some growth levers are there, and it will happen. Whatever our leaders have said from Red Fort, that will happen, because a simple arithmetic of growing at about 7-8%, you will reach where you need to reach. And role of MSME. Role of MSME always discussed and discussed and discussed and discussed, but no action by taken by anybody, because the MSMEs themselves don't want any solution. MSME wants problem. MSMEs wants to live in problem. MSMEs like problem. If there is no problem, they think something is wrong with their business. I'm telling you. You tell them anything you want to do, they go back to the same way of shouting at the people, and they don't hire the talented people who are more talented than them. The day when they start hiring better people than them, the sector will grow. Hiring is chicken and egg. If you don't pay well, they don't come. And if they don't come, you don't do well. That is simple. Somewhere you need to do that. And MSMEs, micro, small, medium, and large. If you take large out, if you take only MSME, if you take the micro and small, medium are less than 0.5% of the overall numbers. It's less than 0.5%. So somewhere the MSME is confused. The micro things like medium, medium things like small, small things like medium, and very rarely I have come across micro becoming small, small becoming medium, medium becoming large. No, they take birth as small, they will be living like a small only. They don't even think that whether I can grow. Few people have grown, and which you see in the newspaper, but by and large, India's story is MSMEs job creators, undoubtedly. MSMEs exports 48% of the country's export through big companies, no doubts at all. And MSMEs generally adds to the GDP about 30%, no doubts at all, but they can do much, much, much better. Bankers are sitting here, and in one of the conferences last week, one of the one of the participants asked me, saying that, sir, these bankers don't give the loan unless we give our house, sir. That's the collateral you need to give, because they want to secure their loan. They need to repay the deposit. So to repay the deposit, they will give the loan against the security, so that tomorrow if you default, they sell your house. Sir, then what? They will have taken security to give 10,000 crore to Adani, sir. Which house they will have taken, sir? I said, I don't know. So there are a lot of things within the organization that who, when, what, where, and in this MSMEs are more spoken about the sector, but very less work towards them. And during COVID, big companies laid off. MSMEs did not lay off anybody. MSMEs paid the salary. They pledged their house, they sold their jewelry. I have seen that. And they paid the salary to everyone, but big companies just laid off, saying that it's a force majeure clause and we can't do anything, they laid off. But this is the good and bad of MSME. Now, you need to know in which world we are. It is for your understanding. Unless you know in which world we are today, you will not become a successful businessman forever and ever and ever. So, whole world is of $100 trillion economy today, give or take of 1 or 2%. And we talk about China, we talk about America, and we say that they are not okay, they are not okay, this is not correct, that's not correct. But please note that in a $100 trillion economy, America owns 30% of that. The biggest consumer of product and services in the world is America. They are $30 trillion. 1/3 of the world's economy is around them. I'm not saying that you need to appreciate them, but you cannot ignore them. Second is China. It's a $19 trillion economy. 19% is in China. Between those two countries, almost 50% of the world's economy they are controlling. So you need to know that overnight nothing can change. Overnight nothing can change. You can keep blaming whoever you want, however you want. You can make big voices, you can make noises, you can do anything you want. But the fact remains that between them, they own almost 50% of the world economy. Germany at 4.74. India at 4.19. And Japan is at 4.19. India has gone to now 4.21. After I prepared the presentation, that has moved to 4.21 now as far as India is concerned. So India is the 4th largest economy today. But when you say 4th largest, you should know the difference between the 4th and the 3rd and the 2nd and the 1. And you should also not presume that China and America will stay there forever. They won't stay there forever. They continue to grow from there also. But India will definitely become the 3rd largest economy by another 3 years, maybe 2 or 3 years, we'll become 3rd largest. And from 3rd to the 2nd, it will take ages and ages and ages and ages, which we don't know. But 2047, we will become a developed nation, undoubtedly, and for that we have the data. Now you see the debt. Now America has taken close to $33 trillion debt. So rich country, why do they take the loan? They have a debt of 122% of their economy. And you have 96% China, whereas in India we are at 80%. We have lots of room to take more debt and to grow. So taking debt is not a sin. Taking debt is not the wrong thing to do. According to me, taking a sensible debt is the right way to grow. As long as the return on investment, what you pay is more than the interest, then naturally you are growing and you are leveraging that. Now if you take the foreign exchange reserve, we have $702 billion of foreign exchange reserve as of when I made the presentation. And the $702 billion what we have the reserves in US dollars. And in 1991, that was $6 billion. That is when the economy opened. In 1991, that was $6 billion. And from 1991 till now, we have accumulated so much of foreign exchange reserve, one of the indicators of your growth. And in 1991, the $6 billion what we had, the reserves was enough for import of 6 days. Today, we have plenty. The 700 will become soon, it will become $1 trillion. And that is something good about. So if you take the growth rate, India is growing at about 6.2, 6.4. My gut feeling is that we'll be growing at about 7.5% for the next 10, 15 years. And that's good enough for us to go towards the developed economy. Now if you see I made as a 10 years as a block. Because if India is growing at 6%, 7%, 8%, whether it's possible for us to grow for next 30 years in the same way, and the data clearly indicates that it is possible, even though the base is big, but base is not big when compared to our population, then definitely there is a room. We have grown at 3, 4, 6, and 7% during the first 2014 to 2015, and then because of the COVID, there was some reduction. But according to me, we'll be growing around 7-8% for the next 20-25 years. And whether any other country has done that, plenty of countries have gone through that, and they have grown. China has grown more than 10% for 30 long years. So we can also grow like that because we have the population to back. And difference between US, China and India is that in India, the private consumption, that is the consumption that's happening in India is about 74% of our GDP and rest is export. Whereas in the case of China, it's 48% is domestic and 52% is export. So they need to depend on the export, but in our case, the domestic consumption can be one big growth driver, and that's how the GST is coming down. So it is well thought why to reduce the GST when we have problems, and that is the time when the people consume more. When the people consume more production will be there, more production, more job, more salary, more income, more expenditure is you buy more. It's a circular economy we are talking about. So it's a well thought of putting the GST lower so that people can consume more. So we are a consumption-driven economy. And when we say consumption-driven economy, sometimes I feel that it is a jobless growth. It don't have to be job-plus growth. So sometimes growth will come because you create more jobs. Sometimes you grow because you consume more. And it is always, you need to be seeing chicken and egg and which comes first and what really are we growing at 7-8%, and the jobs also growing at 7-8%. In your companies, if you are not growing at 7-8% your jobs, that means it is a jobless growth what we are seeing. But data is not supporting that because of some of the people on a contract basis, they may not be covered under PF or ESI, so government do not have the data to say that they are working, but whether that has been captured properly. Now you see the way how the dynamics have changed. In 1990, if you see, agriculture was contributing 39%. Thereafter, it became 22%. Now by 2047, we'll be at around 8% agriculture. Manufacturing, it was 25, 28, now we're going 29. But if we want to build on production industry so that Make in India, made for the world, will contribute there. So we want to support, we want to build a nation as not only as enough food for all of us, food grains, but also manufacturing for the world. But look at the services. It was 36% of the services. Services mainly it is IT and tourism and related with, non-product, non-manufacturing, non-agriculture will fall in that. And that will be depending 60% on services in our GDP by 2047, and you can look at that now from 35, 50, 55, 60, and finally we settle down 60. This is a number which we call it as a knowledge-based industry. And here we will be competing with others that we have knowledge to our support, and manufacturing and knowledge together, we can be far better than others in this world. This is India's story, and if you see, most of the companies who have done well, they're all done well because of these facilities what we have, because of the knowledge industry what we have, and from 1991 we never looked back in our IT export. And if you just want to give one more data, IT export of India is more than the oil export of Saudi today. Saudi does about $125 billion export of oil in Saudi, and we do about $150 billion of IT export. So you can imagine that if our export of our software can be more than the oil what Saudi sells, you can imagine the power of the knowledge there. Everything is favorable here. Everything is favorable here in this slide. We are doing well in highways, we are doing well in smart cities, we are doing well in renewable energy. Anything if you see, it is plus, plus, plus. And if you see the right side, life expectancy, as of now, people are living average in the country up to 70 years, and it's going to be 80 years. And if it is 70 to 71, 75, 78, if it goes, then you can imagine that the people are living in coastal Karnataka, having good food, going for the walk in the morning, going to the temples in the evening, walking in the beach, you will live for 110 years. If the average is 80, you people live for 110 years. It's not a good news, it's a bad news. Because my question is that what you will do after 60 till 100? Nobody needs you, nobody wants you. If you don't have the money, nobody cares for you also. Got it? So in your own interest, earn, save, so that post-retirement, you will have enough money, then people will take care of you or institutions will take care of you. And just to give a number, When we got the independence, where you see the 70, that was 36. When we got the independence in 1947, average life expectancy was 36. Now it is 70, going to be 84. And if you see Japan, now if you go Japan, more people are walking in the park than less people working in the factories. That is the power of life expectancy. And there if you say I'm 90, 95 means it's okay, you can run 100 meters, no problem. Here if you say 90 means, oh, still she is there or he is there, you will say. There 90 means, oh, we can go for a run, we can go for a marathon is what they say. Now you see the countries which have grown more than 7-8% continuously, and undoubtedly China has grown between 1980 to 2010, they have grown 10.1% year on year. And if you see Qatar, 11.1%, South Korea, 9.8%, Singapore, 9.3%, and Saudi at 11.8%. So there are many countries who have grown in that high single digit or low double digit, they have grown. So India growing at 8% is not a surprise. It is going to happen. It will happen. India will grow. Whether you grow, I don't know, but India will grow. You can see the numbers there. Now the growth levers, again, startup. Initially, we felt that these people are fly-by-night operators. They come, they do something, and they go. And when they start understanding what startup, then they think that no, for them money is coming from somewhere else, and they spend the money, and for them loss is profit, profit is loss. All this is game. But the reality is, startups are going to stay, and startups are going to stay, and they take your business. Startups cannot create new business. It can only take the existing business. Just because of Zomato or for Swiggy, you don't eat more idlis. Instead of going to the hotel, you are getting the idlis home because you are lazy. Correct? Because you are so busy, you are making so much of money, you don't have the time to go to the restaurant and sit there for half an hour. And the reality is so lazy that you don't want to change the clothes and sit there for half an hour and eat 2 idli. Instead of that, get home only, so that by the time you have bath, you will get that and eat and run. Where? I don't know, but that's the fact. Productivity is all-time low in the category in which we are talking about. So if you see the slide right side, they're all Indian startups. One of the most sought after startups in the world. You don't have the efficiency of Swiggy anywhere in the world. You don't have the efficiency of Zomato anywhere in the world. So you can be rest assured that our kind of startups are going to rule some of the segments in the world. For example, if you are placing an order for eyewear in San Francisco, 90% chances that an online delivery is done by Lenskart from Delhi. 90% chances that it will go from Delhi, you place the order in San Francisco, because in America, if you place an order for a spectacle, by the time they call you and give you, it will be 1 week's time, Lenskart will deliver you in 48 hours plus flying time, 72 hours, the spectacle will be on your nose. So that is the kind of efficiency our people have achieved. So to that extent, do not ignore. Be with them and support them and encourage them. If your children wants to get into the startup, that's the God decision. And never say that, no, don't do all those things. Never say that. Because the startup is the one which is creating the value. Just see the value what they have created. We have only about 160,000 startups in this country who are registered. We are the 3rd largest ecosystem in the world. First is US, second is China, and the 3rd was in India. And India soon will become the 2nd largest ecosystem in the world. And you can see the $550 billion of value they have created already, which is documented. What is $550 billion value? Is India's capital market is $5 trillion. India's capital market is about $5 trillion. Your startups are valued 10% of the Indian capital market. 10% of that. It is just young. We are seeing the startup in the last 10, 12 years only. And Indian stock market is there for decades and decades. So do not underestimate the startups. And we have 118 unicorns, and every week we are adding 1, or every month we are adding 2, 3, and it's going to go up. Unicorn is the one which is having more than $1 billion enterprise valuation. And we see that by 250 will be there by 2026, and market cap of all the 31 listed startup is about $111 billion. Now you see where do we stand in the manufacturing. These are all the levers which will help us to go to the next level. And the first one is a startup, is a great lever. Don't underestimate them. Second is the manufacturing. And if you see, we are there in the top 3 in anything and everything what we do. So we are the first people to adopt Industry 4.0 also. Now already we are looking at Industry 5.0. See the numbers, it talks itself. Now the world-class digital infra, don't have to, nowhere there in the world. What we have, nowhere there in the world. And the kind of digital money what we use, impossible for other countries to adopt overnight. It might happen, but not at the scale in which we have. Here 5 rupees also QR code, it is a 10 rupees also QR code, gift also QR code, and Kanika and the temple also QR code, and Dakshina to the, one of the priests I saw, the QR code is on his shoulder. You can also do that, do not give the money. Everything is QR code, but this is a digital economy. Don't underestimate that. No underestimation of that, and see the numbers. It talks about itself. And we talk about the demographic dividend, and again, till 2047, 65% of our people will be in the working class. They'll be in the working class. Not necessarily they'll be working. So they're in the working class as far as the age is concerned, and they need to improve on the productivity, they have to improve on efficiency, and sometimes I feel sad for our youngsters. They want to do, they don't know how to do it. They want to learn soft skills, but they don't know what the soft skills are. Our youngsters aged 14 to 21, they spend 7 hours on social media. Average time spent by Indian youth age of 14 to 21 is estimated 7 hours. They don't earn a rupee out of that, but they get a lot of stress because of that. They get a lot of worries because of that. Somebody likes that picture, they're happy. Somebody don't like the picture, they change the picture. So this is what they do, the 7 hours. And where do they get that 7 hours from? They can't do it in a college and school. They can't do it at home sometimes because people are watching what you're doing, but they take it out of their sleep. So today's youngsters are sleeping less. We used to sleep for 10 hours when we were students. When exams are there, we used to sleep for 9 hours. When exam not there, it is 10 hours. No stress whatsoever. Today, kids are sleeping 6 hours, 2 hours 3 times. And no continuous sleep of 8 hours, 10 hours. It destroys the health at some point in time. So beware of that. So tell your children, sleep, 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 because sleep is a must. 8 hours sleep is a must. But scenario looks very good. Digital savvy Indian youth can do wonders, but they need to do wonders. Now this is the MSME story. It's the same slide, numbers will keep changing. Health is okay of 10%, 15% of MSMEs health are okay, but by and large, hand to mouth, by and large, month to month, by and large, what do I do next month's salary payment? By and large, okay, but when do I make the payment for vendors? Every time vendors say, tomorrow I'll make the payment. Whenever the vendor calls you, say that, sir, this money has not come. As soon as that money comes, I'll give it to you, sir. This is the story. It's the story. And we need to fix that. And my advice to all the MSMEs is that look for your factory from outside, and you will see a lot of things you will learn and do it. And you need to do it differently. You need to do it differently. This country don't need one more corrugation box factory. This country don't need one more water bottle making company. This country don't need one more restaurant. This country don't need. We need to disrupt the way how the people have done in the past. This country needs a disruption in totality. And the disruption is consolidation, disruption is unit economics, disruption is scale advantage. If you are starting one corrugation factory today, take it from me, 10 years down the line, it will be an NPA. Because you are not seeing a corrugation factory in China. Corrugation factory in China is 10 football grounds, not one. 10 football grounds. What kind of a scale they have? He can price it at throwaway price because of a scale. If somebody is making 100 idlis, somebody is making 1,000 idlis, somebody is making 10,000 idlis, the price will come down. That is the scale advantage. Unit economics is that it is raw material, it's all we say that factors of production, you put it, that's the unit economics, and you buy for cash, the price will come down, you buy for 90 days credit, the price will go up, and quality and productivity, if your efficiency is 5%, you cannot compete with somebody else. It's an automation, right? It's an automation world. Labor will become more expensive at some point in time than the machine costs today. So you need to know that people are going towards the automation, and automation is the buzzword. You need to adopt that wherever it is possible. So we are in a contradicting situation wherein we need to create the job, but we don't want to create a job. We want to create a job because we need to support everyone. We can't create the job because they're expensive. They're expensive and productivity. People say that India labor cost is low. I agree as far as number is concerned. But when you take the productivity into that, Indian labor cost is very high. Here, as Speaker Sir said, that you create a job for somebody, he will go for a chai for half an hour, then you don't know when he'll come back. And at a speaker's level, if they are saying that, sir, over. So, there's the good news. This is the slide, keep back of your mind. This is a very important slide. There are 19 countries in this world who have crossed $1 trillion economy out of 190 odd countries. There are only 19 countries have crossed $1 trillion economy. In another 5-6 years, in India, we'll have minimum 5 states who will be crossing $1 trillion economy. Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Telangana together, and UP. There will be 5 states in this country. In our own country, there will be 5 states who will be crossing $1 trillion economy. So when we go outside, when people talk about $1 trillion economy, we can say that what are you talking about your country? In our states, we are crossing $1 trillion economy. And I put that. This gives you the confidence is world, India growth, and states growth, and you are in the great country, you are in the great state, and in the state, beyond Bangalore, beyond ITBT, it is the focus area is Mangalore and Hubli. Beyond Bangalore means at this point in time for the government, focus on coastal Karnataka, focus on northern Karnataka, create jobs. So you are in the right country, you are in the right time, doing the right thing, and you are in Karnataka. In Karnataka, you are in coastal Karnataka, so no traffic jams, good weather, nice weather, and northern Karnataka again. So try to do something different, chance of success is very high. And these are southern states growth. I've put some numbers. If you want, I'll give the soft copies to all of you. Knowledge is to share, knowledge is to hold. You can always read it as much as you want. And this is the Karnataka's economy. We are going extremely well. We have written a report, me and Mohandas Pai and the entire team, we have written a beautiful report for government of Karnataka that 2032 Karnataka will be a $1 trillion economy. Read it, it's available in the Karnataka's website. This is the growth rate. What we are expecting is about 6 to 7% per annum. And most of the MSMEs are family owned, family managed, family owned, mixed and professionally managed, or professionally owned, family owned, completely professionally managed. And these are all the challenges, nothing new, but you need to set that. How can we solve this? This is the chart which I always keep. I take the vote, but no time today. This is the family. Separate the family from the ownership. Family should own, and ownership should only own, and management should be professionals, and professionals don't have to be children. Professionals can be anybody else. And you need to engage people to help you to separate the ownership and the management. Anyway, everywhere in the world, it's different. Only in India, it's our company, we only run the way we want to know, and consumers will be taking whatever we give. That consumer whom you are servicing, he is also aging as fast as you are aging. So you are ignoring that, you are thinking that the customer will stay there forever. No. His children may not like your business. Your children may not like your product or services. So you need to know that a business changes has to happen based on the consumer needs, which already my friend has already told, but that's the way how you need to be. This is the business. We always believe in my business, only that, and we don't look at the organic, we don't look at the inorganic, we look at only organic. My advice is that try to buy the ailing companies, try to buy the companies which are closing now, buy them, revive them, so your growth can be faster than the growth what otherwise you see. The organic growth should be about 10-12%, inorganic can be either 10%. If you are growing at 20%, then you are making more money when compared to others. Management. Merit-based hiring, merit-based payment, and you can't get high talent for low cost. You need to pay well, and when you pay well, they do well. Thank you. So, putting everything in a nutshell, world, geopolitics, countries, behavior, what they're doing right, what they're not doing right. Yesterday, American president has said that H-1B visa, people who do not get into the country by tomorrow, by 12 noon, they'll be levied $1 lakh as an entry fees. So today, if you see, all the flights from all over the world are going towards the US, including my friend's daughter, who had just come for Dasra holidays. She has H-1B visa, and she's just going back, whichever the flight is available. She goes to Bangalore, Bangalore to Bombay, Bombay to Calcutta, Calcutta to San Francisco, because we have another 2.5 hours time difference to our advantage, so she'll land before she has to pay the $1 lakh entry fees. This is the world in which we are living. So you need to be knowing this very, very clearly. How it will impact the IT companies, you will see it on a Monday in the stock market. You'll see that on a Monday on the stock market. So this is the geopolitical situation in which we are. You can't ignore that. Everything will have an impact. Everything will have an impact, directly or indirectly, on everybody's business. So any questions? I take only one question. Otherwise, I'm available outside the hall. Yes, sir. Today we missed your invocation. You're talking about the longevity of the people. Yeah. The data what I've given is that people live a little longer because of our healthcare has improved. Our insurance is doing extremely good job, and with that, people live longer, and people are conscious of living healthy. That is the reason I put there. But whether they can be happily living, I have my doubts, because it's expensive. And as you become old, your requirement becomes more. It does not become less, especially because of a healthcare. So to that extent, we need to plan very well as a community, and community should take care of that, and government should take care of it. And senior living facilities will thrive. And I've seen some couple of 5-star hotels are coming up with beautiful projects for senior citizens. They're all for the people who have money. What do you do with the people who don't have the money is my question. So you need to be aware of that. And you and me don't have to worry, because by the time it comes, we will not be there. But people who will be there, they need to be worrying about it. My job is only to put the fear in your mind that you need to earn for your children and require grandchildren also. Today's population has to earn for themselves, their children, and the grandchildren, because automation will take away most of the jobs. AI is not like any other rain, thunderstorm, or a cloud burst. AI is like tsunami. People talk about AI, the impact is at a different level. The entire presentation what I've shown you today, just ask any of the AIs. I want to make a presentation at a MSME conference in Bangalore. The audience are generally 40 plus there, who just come there, listen, and maybe 10% will be students. Make a presentation, 20 slides. In 10 seconds, you get 20 slides presentation better than my presentation. My people have worked for a week to make this presentation. AI will do it in 10 seconds and most accurate. So things will change, and we need to be aware of that. There's no doubts in my mind. Automation will happen because of the AI, and AI will take away qualitative jobs, because AI will not ask for any price increase or salary increase or PF, ESI, leave, LTC, PTC. 24/7, keep working. And most of us, we are dealing with the AI-driven machines. So it will tell you what to do, when to do. Right, sir? I will not take any more time. Thank you. Kelly, sir.
Next,
You're not Kelly.
No, let us interact during the brunch. Sorry.
Thank you very much, sir. When everything is, driven by technology, as sir rightly said, if you want to bring about a change, you have to disrupt and then construct. So that is how you can grow your business and bring out prosperity. Thank you once again, sir, for enlightening us on family business enterprises, succession planning, and giving tips to the startups. He will be available during the tea break. So I think all the questions will be ready at that time. I request Vishwanath SRG, the Regional Head of Karnataka Bank, to present a token of gratitude to CA Ullas Kamath sir, the founder of UK & Co., who has been training and mentoring a lot of family businesses into succession. He is making them ready for the future, which is all technology driven. So we are indeed happy to have you and get enlightened. Thank you once again, sir, for that wonderful presentation.
This season of lights and joy, let your celebration sparkle like never before with the Great Bhima Deepavali Festival from 22nd September to 26th October.
Win rupees 3.5 crore worth of jewelry through lucky draw.
Up to 60% off on making charges across all products.
On exchanges, get extra rupees 100 per gram on gold and an additional rupees 5,000 per carat on exchange of Bhima diamonds.
On diamond, get free gold and silver jewelry worth rupees 10,000 on every carat.
Offers exclusively available at all